been love. I'm cool. I'm cool reacting to Drewski. Could have been love. You know what I'm saying? But what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, J Bully Silly, man. AKA Mr. Take It Easy. For you, don't life easy. But make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch in the description down below. Everything you know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. But we got, why do people think the government killed JFK? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, bro. What happened to JFK was crazy. We got all type of rumors. They say the mob killed him. They say all type of people killed him, but we know this was a hit for sure. Bro got hit with a sniper. You know what I'm saying? I think his brother got killed the same way, right? His brother got killed, so I don't know what the freak happened. You know what I'm saying? But I won't be surprised if the government, you know what I mean, killed JFK. Because like I said, for me, I don't really trust no government. That's why I said when COVID-19 was going on, you said no, the driver killed him, nigga. None of us know. You don't know who the freak killed him, nigga. None of us know who the freak killed him, honestly. I think they caught the nigga that killed him. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, but yeah, none of us know who killed him. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if the driver killed him. We don't know if the mob killed him. It's just all type of freaking rumors going around. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you feel me? But, you know what I'm saying? Sure, I really don't know, man. You know, I really don't trust no president. I don't feel like presidents are the ones that's making the moves. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's the people that we cannot see that's actually calling the shots in America. And, you know, I just don't really, I don't trust nothing, honestly. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all about that COVID-19, bro. You know, COVID-19 and all that, niggas talking about vaccines and all that. I'm not putting nothing in my body. You know what I mean? That y'all giving out vaccines and all that. You got some niggas that's gotten 4 shots, 4 different type of vaccines, and then they try to make it mandatory. Oh, in order for you to work this job, in order for you to keep your job, you have to get a vaccine. I guess I ain't gonna be working then, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of weak to me. It was kind of weird to me. I was just like, nigga, why y'all pushing this vaccine so hard? You know what I'm saying? It was like the flu, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? COVID was like the flu. I ain't gonna cap. I feel like it was the flu. No cap, bro. Niggas die from the flu? I feel like it was way, I feel like it was, I don't know, I feel like it was just way more overrated than people try to make it seem.
There's a cover-up that's about to happen here.
This is Situation Room. I read Kennedy shot in head.
The assassination of a president, and then a scramble by the U.S. government to hide information from its people.
So much information was hid from the American public.
How many shots were fired? 3.
The question of who shot JFK and why has riveted America since that horrifying day 60 years ago. But over time, it's become clear that the FBI and CIA kept information hidden, not just from the public, but from the commission in charge of investigating the assassination. This has fueled an understandable doubt in the official account, including, by the way, Lyndon B. Johnson, the president who took JFK's place. Congress even came out in the 80s saying that this was probably a conspiracy. And the public ran wild with this. They came up with hundreds of suspects of who could have been involved in the assassination. Theories like this thrive when government authorities aren't transparent with their people.
I'm saying nobody never know, bro.
This happened.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas talking about snipers.
Official story, and
you don't know who the
story
freak killed
has
this
been
nigga.
hit with a wave of doubt over the decades, and explain that unlike a lot of conspiracy theories, doubting the official story here isn't as crazy as you might think.
Really killed this nigga JFK, man. But why did they kill him, though? Shot him in the head, gang. Like,
This was a turning point in American history. People all of a sudden decide, I'm not sure they're telling us the truth.
they killed his brother too, bro.
People loved John Kennedy. He was this good-looking guy who was always hanging out with his beautiful family, and he just seemed to instill a sense of confidence in people. Kennedy rode this positive perception up the ranks of American politics to become the 35th president. This was in the early 60s, when America was in a giant time of
I have a dream!
There's a revolution, of course, that is sweeping our country now.
The US was the global superpower, and was locked in a Cold War with another empire a world away. So JFK walks into the presidency to find his military and intelligence leaders causing a lot of trouble around the world. They had become very comfortable with dangerous secrets. They were funding wars, they were overthrowing governments in faraway countries.
See what I'm saying? And then civilians gotta pay for what these niggas doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't be understanding that. Civilians gotta pay for what these niggas do. Niggas don't like Americans because of what these niggas doing, man. Ain't nobody doing nothing to you foreigners. For all you North Koreans and for all you Chinese folks, bro, we ain't got no problem with you, bro. I don't know what the freak y'all got going on. How about the world leaders? Y'all just box it out or something. It's crazy how niggas be trying to do all type of crazy-ish. Y'all niggas be putting civilian lives in danger. That junk is just crazy to me. I ain't gonna cap. Know what I mean? Honestly. That nigga say, who the best president, bro? Hey, bro. I don't have no favorite president. I'm never gonna vote or nothing, bro. I don't care. You know what I'm saying about voting? I don't care about none of that. I don't care who the president. Whatever happened will happen. I ain't scared. Oh, you know, you should care about voting. You know, it means a lot, man. Whatever the freak gonna happen, man. I don't give a dang who in office. If we all gonna die, we all gonna die. It don't matter who the freak is in office. You know what I'm saying? If nuclear bombs gonna go off, nuclear bombs gonna go off. I ain't finna vote for nobody. I don't give a dang about who the freaking office. Know what I mean? I ain't looking for no one man to save my life, nigga. F that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas looking for a nigga to save you, bro. I ain't looking for nobody to save me but God, bro. Honestly. I ain't looking for no human being to save me. No limited human nigga to save me, nigga. We all gonna die, nigga. Let it be done then, nigga. I don't be thinking about stuff I can't control. I don't look at the news. I don't know what the heck going on in the world. I swear on my life, I don't know what the heck going on in the world. You know? And my mama started talking to me. I went out to eat with my mom yesterday. Started talking about some Elon Musk, what he doing, and Nazis and all. Man, I don't know what the freak going on. You feel me? I'm just living like, nigga, whatever happened, happened. I don't think about things I can't control. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared. I ain't none of that, nigga. We all gonna die. We all gonna die, nigga.
They were assassinating
Straight
leaders
up
that threatened American interests.
You heard this? They were assassinating leaders that threatened American interests. You see what these niggas doing?
Faraway countries. They were assassinating leaders that threatened American interests. And they were doing most of this totally in secret. By the way, if you want to know more about those CIA shenanigans, go watch the video where we map all the US coups. Anyway, JFK walks in and sees this as too much. He wants to rein in these spy and military leaders from what he sees as an abuse of American power. He ended up firing and demoting a bunch of these leaders, a lot of these intel and military guys who were plotting and executing covert operations around the world. And he continued to pursue like his ideal of world peace. He chose diplomacy over violence when nuclear armed missiles were found in Cuba. He slowed down the momentum towards a full-scale presence in Vietnam, and he shut down several of these covert operations that were being planned by the leaders around him. This caused great tension between JFK and America's military and spy leadership. All of this context is important when we look back on that day in November 1963.
Dang, so bro actually was trying to do good and he got killed for doing good.
The president's jet lands at the Dallas airport.
Bro, evil, boy. Killed a nigga for trying to do good. I'm telling y'all, niggas probably did have some.
President Kennedy
Nigga said J for president. Nigga, I'll never in my life become president. I'm too low key for all that. I ain't gonna care. And I'm too paranoid to be president. Nigga driving in a car, nigga probably get sniped. I'm straight, man. I'm cool about that. I'm straight on that.
The Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson arrived to Dallas for a speech that the president was to give. He got in this open-top limousine with his wife Jackie and the Texas Governor John Connally, along with his wife Nellie.
Nigga said low key is a problem. When I said that, nigga said low key. Oh, problem, nigga. I said I'm low key, nigga. It's a problem. Think you cool or something? You cool, dude? Nigga said low key. What? It's a problem, nigga? Cool, straight.
They rode through these streets, downtown Dallas lined with cheering spectators.
Niggas be lame.
And then gunshots rang out.
Like y'all. Don't laugh, I'm dead serious. I don't like none of y'all niggas.
The shots hit the president in the neck and head, also wounding Governor Connally. The president was rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead.
And very often you'll find a zipper hidden in the arm.
Good Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You'll excuse the fact that I'm out of breath, but President Kennedy and Governor John Connally have been cut down by assassins' bullets in downtown Dallas. The president has rushed to Parkland Hospital.
The man died before I was even alive.
Within hours of the assassination, the prime suspect became this 24-year-old former Marine, a self-declared communist who had renounced his American citizenship and moved to the Soviet Union, where he then fell disenchanted with life in Russia and moved back to the US, eventually ending up on the 6th story of this building in Dallas where he worked and where he was on that morning in November where he aimed a rifle and shot the president. His name was Lee Harvey Oswald. And after these shots rang out, he fled. While on the run, he shot and killed a Dallas police officer before hiding in a movie theater and then eventually being arrested at around 2:15 p.m. that day.
I didn't shoot anybody, no, sir.
There was to be a trial, and Oswald planned to plead not guilty, claiming the whole thing was actually a setup.
I'm just a patsy.
Right, just a passy for
An
real.
old-timey term for like the fall guy, the one who was set up. That same day, the vice president, Lyndon B. Johnson, was rushed back to the presidential plane and sworn in as the new president of the United States before taking off and heading back to Washington. At the same time, the FBI, the top investigatory body in our country, descends onto Dallas. And very quickly, the director of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, who's a big part of the story, he comes to a conclusion.
Yeah, but I don't believe freaking that Trump assassination junk, bro. Like nigga, you was standing still. How the freak this nigga miss you, nigga, standing still? You know what I mean? Come on, bro. You standing still, nigga got a freaking rifle aimed right at you. Bro, I don't believe none of these niggas be doing. I ain't gonna cap. Like, bro, you're not moving. You're not doing nothing. You're standing still and he missed you, bro. You know what I'm saying? He missed you, bro. Nigga was just aiming at you, bro. He missed you, bro. You an easy target, but man, get the freak out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe none of that junk. That nigga ear healed very fast, dude. We don't hear about that ear ain't wrapped up no more, is it, nigga? And that nigga ear healed fast in the mug, boy. I be saying, y'all niggas be believing that junk. I don't be believing none of these niggas be talking about. I'm telling you, I don't believe none of these high power niggas. I don't be believing none of that, nigga. Know what I'm saying? Right when I seen that, man, and bro got up talking, doing like this. Man, this nigga just got shot in his ear. What type of sane nigga, after you just got shot in your ear by one of them type of bullets, braze whatever, finna get up and fight, nigga, bro, fight, man, bro.
As to what happened,
that don't piss me the free off.
Before any investigation had really gone forth, and Hoover decided
you got shot, nigga.
Oswald absolutely was the one who did it. He was a communist sympathizer, he was a frustrated misfit, and crucially, he acted alone. There was no one else. Here's a phone call between Hoover and the new president, LBJ.
There's no question but that he is the man. Now, the fingerprints and things that we have.
I'd like some legal representation. These police officers have not allowed me to have any.
But luckily we have a justice system, and we would find what the facts actually say. Oswald was going to stand trial, where the evidence could be thoroughly examined, where the country could see for themselves who actually shot their president, and get closure on this horrifying event, where whoever did it could actually be brought to justice. But that never happened.
And they can go to
After
jail.
the assassination, while Oswald was being transferred from police headquarters to the county jail, a nightclub owner named Jack Ruby jumped out in front of the crowd of police officers and news reporters and shot Oswald.
Shot the nigga?
He was quickly rushed to the hospital, where he died soon after.
Man, that nigga probably thought the nigga gonna snitch or something. You know what I'm saying? Bro probably thought he was gonna snitch or something. Nigga just came out and shot this nigga.
He was quickly rushed to the hospital, where he died soon after. The same hospital where President Kennedy had died just 48 hours earlier.
Lee Oswald has been shot.
I think he got what he deserved if he's the one that did it.
It is difficult to say how long it will take for the full realization of what happened to really sink in.
Hey.
With Oswald dead, there could be no trial, no real sense of justice. This left the government investigators, the FBI mostly, with the opportunity to really own the narrative of what happened. The very next day, the Deputy Attorney General sends a memo to the White House, stressing that the public must be satisfied with this explanation that Oswald acted alone. He didn't have co-conspirators that were still at large. This had to be the story, and I'll explain why in a sec. This memo also included some wisdom and kind of a foreshadow of what was going to happen over the next several decades, where the memo urges the White House to release as much information as possible to the public so as to avoid public speculation. Just remember that advice: release the information to avoid public speculation. It's kind of the most important part of the story. We have these recently released phone recordings between the FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, and the new president, LBJ. And we see in this phone call that the FBI actually didn't want a thorough investigation.
I think it'd be very, very bad to have a rash of investigation. It'd be a three-ring circus.
Well, the only way we can stop them is probably to appoint a high-level one to evaluate your report that I can select out of the government and tell the House and Senate not to go ahead with the investigation.
Yes.
LBJ creates this group called the Warren Commission. And you can see in these phone calls, he was asking...
Y'all gotta understand, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta understand, you know what I'm saying, like, type of pull that these niggas be having. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say a lot of y'all be trying to get up on speak conspiracy theories and all this, man. You know, these type of people, man, got all type of pulls, bro. They got judges in their pockets, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it's like the laws don't apply to a lot of these niggas, man. You feel me? These niggas can do whatever the freak they want to do. They ain't going to jail for it. Nigga ain't gonna dare come forward. These folks got all type of people in their pocket, bro. Saying judges, presidents, man. niggas ain't finna charge for nothing, bro. You know?
FBI director who should be on the commission.
Only God know who the freak killed JFK.
What do you think about Allen Dulles?
I think he would be a good man.
Wait, did you catch that? Allen Dulles. He was the former director of the CIA. He's one of the guys that JFK fired after he tried to overthrow the Cuban government. And now he's about to be appointed to the committee investigating Kennedy's assassination.
Oh, shoot that nigga in the freaking car.
This did nothing to instill trust in the commission.
The new president appointed a commission of 7 prominent Americans to investigate the whole affair.
The special commission will have before it all evidence uncovered by the Federal Bureau of Investigation and all information available to any agency of the federal government.
The Warren Commission was given just 10 months to investigate this situation using the evidence that was mostly provided to them by the FBI. They produced this report, which essentially confirms the conclusion that J. Edgar Hoover, the director of the FBI, had come to in the hours and days following the assassination. That on November 22nd, the shots fired that killed the president and wounded the governor were fired by one guy, Lee Harvey Oswald. The report stresses that he acted alone. They say very definitively. He nor the person who killed him 2 days later, Jack Ruby, were a part of any conspiracy, domestic or foreign. All of the shots came solely from the 6th floor of this building. And crucially, there were only 3 shots fired, 3 bullets.
How many shots were fired? 3. Any of them fired at me?
No, there was
all 3 at the president.
All 3 at the president, and we have them.
The report says that the first bullet likely missed the car completely, but that the second one did something very interesting. It first hit the president in the back and then exited his chest. It then entered through the governor's back, went through his rib, and then exited through his chest. But it wasn't done yet. It then entered his wrist, shattering the wrist bone, and then exited the wrist and went partially into the governor's leg. Whoa. Okay.
Type of bullet, nigga. Like, nigga went into the nigga back, through his ribs, nigga. Went through the freaking God. Know what I'm saying? Went through the nigga back, in the ribs, nigga. It went through the nigga wrist, then went to that nigga, It ain't funny, but golly. I was getting hit. Bro thought he was getting hit by all type of bullets. My rib, my wrist, my leg. Know what I'm saying? Shoot, golly.
It then entered his wrist, shattering
what the freak was going on?
Exited the wrist and went partially into the
Hope
governor's leg.
Y'all, but God.
Whoa. Okay, it's quite the journey for one bullet. Oh, and the bullet in question, which just apparently made 7 wounds, supposedly looked like this, which some ballistic experts have said looks a little too pristine for a bullet that allegedly just went through 2 human bodies. And then of course the third bullet, according to the Warren Commission, was the one that delivered the fatal headshot to the president. This was the explanation that the Warren Commission came up with to explain all of the wounds that were found on the victims. All of this damage had to be done with just 3 bullets. And why just 3 bullets? Again, ask J. Edgar Hoover right after the assassination.
On that floor, we found the 3 empty shells that had been fired.
They only found 3 shells up on that 6th floor. So if all of this damage was done with more than 3 bullets, that would mean that there had to be more than one shooter. A conspiracy. But there couldn't be a conspiracy. Hoover had adopted this line of thinking right after the assassination. This assumption that it was just one guy, and that line of thinking endured into the Warren Commission. A commission that Hoover himself helped the president assemble.
What the freak going on?
In the end, the commission used a lot of cherry-picked evidence provided to them by the FBI that supported their already drawn conclusions.
I don't
And in the
speak on
process,
things.
they turned any...
I don't speak on things I don't know about, bro. Saying I wasn't there. Shoot, I don't know if the government did it, nigga. I don't know if the driver did it, nigga. I don't know who the freak did it. I don't know if the director of the CIA did it, nigga. Only God know who the freak killed JFK, man.
Focus away from exploring all the possibilities, including the possibility of a conspiracy. The report focuses almost entirely on one guy, Lee Harvey Oswald, and his 3 bullets.
Who killed John F. Kennedy? The commission answers unequivocally, Lee Harvey Oswald. Was Oswald...
He probably ain't the one that killed him.
The commission answers, he acted alone.
Like, imagine you being an innocent nigga and you get framed for killing the president of the United States. Y'all understand how serious that is? This ain't like you just killing a regular street nigga. This ain't like you just killing a regular... Just killed president of the United States. Nigga, you going under. So imagine, nigga, you get framed, you feel me, by some high-power people killing the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's probably at the wrong place at the wrong time. No bad.
Witnesses that contradicted their stories. They ignored or modified the signed reports from surgeons and doctors who worked with him immediately after he arrived to the hospital that said that the wounds in the president's neck chest area looked like they came in from the front, meaning not from this building that was behind the president. In other words, the FBI and the Warren Commission ignored the advice from that memo that admonished the government to release all of the facts. In my mind, this was the biggest mistake and the root of all the conspiracy theories that exist today. The question I had in all of this is why? Why not do a proper investigation that explores the possibility that this was done by a group of conspirators instead of just one guy? For me, the answer to this question has a lot to do with the greatest fears that the American government and people were facing in the early 1960s.
This nigga gotta be careful. I ain't gonna lie. This nigga that making this video, he gotta be careful. Be safe, nigga. That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Be safe. Because you're probably uncovering things that these higher ups don't want you. This video got 11 million views, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Just be safe, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if anybody looking at this, I do not know nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I'ma just spit out, nigga. You say I'm scared, nigga. One thing about me, I ain't no scary nigga. I'm a smart nigga, but you know, shoot, it's good to be scared sometimes. I ain't messing with these folks. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. If the government's after me, nigga, no more YouTube videos for life. You know what I'm saying? I'm going off the radar. You know what I mean? That's why I carry cash on me, because I never know when the freak finna go down. You know what I'm saying? I carry cash. It's always important to carry cash because we don't know when the freaking gonna go down, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you got everything in your bank, bro, you need to go to the job, bro. You need to go to your bank, bro, and just at least have some cash on you. I got cash on me. So if niggas after me, nigga, I'm using straight cash. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Government officials, whoever the freak, if you're watching this video, I know nothing of this. I don't know who killed JFK. We just reacting to videos, all right? You understand me?
That 1960s America was right in the heart of the Cold War, a time of constant vigilance, of fear of nuclear apocalypse, of extreme tension between these two superpowers. If this assassination was seen as an attempt to topple the government, or even worse, if it had been organized by the Soviet Union or its fellow communist regime in Cuba, that would create a sense of panic among the American public. It would be a very different situation than a 24-year-old communist sympathizer acting alone. A believed conspiracy would also create pressure from the American public to strike back, which could lead to an escalation with another nuclear-armed nation.
I'll keep it real. The only people that can find me, that's even capable of finding me, I say it's the government and only God. You that's watching me, you will never see me a day in your life. You know what I mean? So just get that understood. For all the freaking 63 people that's watching me, you will never see me a day in your life. You know what I'm saying? I promise you. I can say that 100% confidence. You will never see me, bro. I'm not the type to be outside where a lot of people at. You're not finna see me. Like you're never will see me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ever. If I don't want to be seen, you're not gonna see me. It's as close as you're gonna get to me right here, bro. Promise you that. Promise you. I'm not like you niggas. I'm not out and about. I'm not around a lot of people. Where a lot of people at, I'm not there.
And the CIA also had an incentive to keep an investigation.
You will never see me.
Being too
ever
widespread. At the time, they were secretly conducting all of these operations to assassinate Cuba's leader, Fidel Castro.
I know. You know what I'm saying? I know. Because the way people, when you be outside, you know what I'm saying? You be outside and stuff like that. I don't be outside when people be outside. You be outside in the middle of the day, I'm not outside in the middle. You will never see me. This is as close as you gonna get right here. Believe it. I would never do no meet and greets. If I ever got big, I would never do no meet and greets. You know what I'm saying? I will never do none of that. Because you know why? I don't trust none of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's just really what it is, y'all. Sorry, I love the support, but I don't trust none of you.
Big deal, and it was a big secret at the time. Any deep investigation into possible conspiracy with Cuba might reveal that the CIA is trying to assassinate Fidel Castro, which would not be good for the CIA. So one way to read all of this, the memos, the rushed conclusion, the emphasis on Oswald acting alone, the need for there to only be 3 bullets, you can see this as a bunch of government officials scrambling to keep the American public calm, to make sure that pandemonium doesn't break out, all while reducing the possibility of geopolitical escalation with the Soviet Union. You can see this in some of these phone calls, where the new president is deeply worried about keeping the American people united around a simplified narrative of what happened. He's worried that if alternative theories get out, it could threaten our entire system. So their tactic for doing this was to hijack the narrative, to suppress and influence the investigation, and make it very simple. Oswald did it. That's it. Here's the problem though. Eventually, people will do the math and realize that the government has been keeping the full picture from them. And that's exactly what happens next. So the Warren Commission files its report with the official story of what happened. But soon after they do so, members of the Warren Commission themselves come out and say like they don't actually believe the story that the Warren Commission just put out, especially when it comes to the key assertion that 1 bullet was responsible for causing 7 wounds.
I could not convince myself that the same bullet struck Wilson.
You mean that you yourself weren't convinced about the single bullet theory?
No, I wasn't convinced.
Governor Connolly, the one who was sitting in front of JFK and the one who was supposedly shot by that 1 single bullet, he disagreed with the story.
I understand there's some question in the minds of the experts about whether or not we could both have been hit with the same bullet. I just don't happen to believe that.
Even the new president, LBJ, wasn't totally convinced. I mean, he was kind of secretive about it, but he eventually did come out and tell a reporter from The Atlantic that he thought that this was a conspiracy, that it was Cuba retaliating against the US for all of these CIA attempts to assassinate their leader. This was not good for the Warren Commission and their story. Then, 12 years after the assassination, this full uncut version of a strip of film that shows the assassination of JFK, it finally airs on national TV.
It's the film shot by the Dallas dress manufacturer Abraham Zapruder, and it's the execution of President Kennedy.
Yeah, they do got a video. They got a video of him getting killed.
This was the first time that Americans could see solid visual evidence of this event. But why hadn't it been released earlier? To some, this film contradicted the official account from the Warren Commission. and it sparked this new demand for real answers from a government that kept behaving like it was hiding something. All of this is coinciding with a time in American history where Americans are losing faith in the federal government. You just see this massive, nosedive. All of the CIA's covert operations are starting to come to light.
Especially now.
Mired in this endless war in Vietnam. The president's people were just found spying on their political opponents in a hotel in DC. The government has not earned our trust at this point. So people are like, it wouldn't be a far stretch that the government was also behind the assassination of JFK.
And it's crazy how government, you know what I'm saying, was meant to protect the people. You know what I mean? The government was meant to, help the people. That's why God created the government. Governments was here since the beginning of times. None of this stuff is new. Taxes and all this been going on since the beginning of time, thousand years ago. Humans just corrupt everything. You know what I'm saying? Governments was literally made to help people. You know what I mean? But they don't help people. They fund wars. I told y'all what's the most thing that the US make their money off of is crime and war. You know what I mean? Crime and war, those are the two things that the US make billions of dollars off. They love war. They love crime. They love it, bro. That's how they make most of their money. Billions of dollars. Y'all wonder how they get all this money, bro? Wars and crime. Why they want to stop the wars when they making hella money off wars? Why they want to stop the crime when they making hella money off crime? Why y'all think guns being legal? Why y'all think niggas can get guns at the age of 17? They want you to go shoot niggas. You think they want you? They're building more jails and schools. Who y'all think y'all hurting? Y'all think y'all hurting them? They sitting back laughing. The plan didn't work again. Oh. You know what I mean? They want you to kill niggas. They like that y'all be doing that, bro. It's another inmate that we can put in a cell and we still gonna make more money. We still gonna make money with that nigga. Even if you die, they still make money off you. You know what I mean? An inmate, all y'all are freaking dollar signs. They make money off of every single inmate. You know what I mean? People celebrating in jail like they just got it going on. Freaking slaves. You know what I'm saying? Who you think make them stop signs? Who you think made them yield signs out there? Them inmates work. Stop signs, the yield signs, all them signs, street signs. Them prison inmates, they make them for a penny a freaking hour. Nickel an hour. Hard labor, nigga. Just like slavery.
This was furthered by the suspicious assassination of Martin Luther King Jr.
Saying Martin Luther King, they said, they got him up out of there too, but they ain't surprising with that right there. This, they kind of surprised me, but you got rumors talking about Martin Luther King survived the shooting, a doctor then suffocated him and all. You got all type of rumors going. Even with Malcolm X, you got some people talking about the government and kill Malcolm X. You got some people talking about his own people that killed Malcolm X. You got some people that's talking about his own people got paid off to kill. Just never know.
Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
This was all too much, and the people wanted answers. So in a shining moment of redemption of our democracy, Congress responded by forming a committee that reopened the investigations into these two assassinations, JFK and MLK. This committee did a real investigation. They actually were earnest about this, and they confirmed what a lot of Americans were already feeling, which is that the Warren Commission's investigation didn't sufficiently look into the possibilities of a conspiracy. They say it point blank. They were way too fixated on their assumptions that it had to be this lone gunman that did it, and that their conclusions were way too definitive. And then they specifically call out the FBI and the CIA for withholding information from the investigation. One FBI agent even testified that he was ordered by his superiors to destroy evidence, in this case a letter that Oswald had written.
These are the people
FBI.
that we supposed to trust?
He handed it to me and he said,
supposed to trust these people right here, the FBI, the CIA, these are people we're supposed to trust? It's funny, this is hilarious. We're supposed to trust these people? I'll be saying, I don't trust a dang soul. FBI, some CIA, man. I only trust God, man. Other than that, all these folks dirty, man. All these folks
dead now. There can be no.
That's why I look at the news, bro. Freak out, look at the news for. Why y'all look at the news? Them folks only tell y'all when they want to tell y'all. They supposed to be lying, bro. Then they finna tell y'all really what y'all want to hear, bro. That's why I be trying to tell y'all when y'all come to vote and think about it, bro. You really think they don't give people no? I be trying to wake people up when it come to voting. Okay, the blacks, bro, they fought for voting. You know what I mean? To get voting rights, okay. So we'll let these black folks feel like they won. We'll let these black folks feel like they have rights. You know what I mean? We'll let everybody feel like they have a voice. So let me answer this question when it comes to people that's. And this is why I never vote, because I feel like it's wasting my time. You telling me the people don't have no say-so in nothing in this world. Nothing in this world, people don't have no say-so. People don't have no control over nothing in this world. But you're telling me that people have control over putting somebody in the most powerful position on earth? So you telling me y'all not rigging nothing? Y'all not choosing to put, you just letting the people decide who to be president. That's what you telling me? You letting the people decide who y'all don't let to have no control on the, you letting the people decide who to put in president, bro. Think about it, y'all, bro. They gave you the power. They don't give your little regular self no other power. But they give you the power to put somebody in the most powerful position in the world. They make you feel like your votes matter. But at the end of the day, I don't know who it is, but I told y'all the most dangerous people and the people that's running America is the people that we can't see. It's the people that you don't think run America. Billionaires. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people running this mug. Nigga, and guess what, nigga? Everything that the president doing, guess what? It's meetings that we don't see. It's gatherings that we don't see. You know what I'm saying? It's tables that we don't see. You think the president calling shots? You think this nigga only one calling shots, bro? It's a one man calling shots. Y'all niggas, man. I better wake the freak up, man. Know what I'm saying? You standing in line going to vote, acting like your dumb self. Acting like your stupid self. You know what I mean? Matter when it come to voting. Sitting in front. I laugh at y'all niggas that be voting, man. You know what I'm saying? Acting like nigga, your vote matter, do it. Alright.
Take your vote matter, asking its agents to destroy evidence.
That's why I just be hip to it, bro. I just be knowing. I be like, man, nigga, I ain't finna vote, nigga. What freak I'm voting for, nigga? Freak, nigga, voting. Me voting.
Get rid of this.
Why was the FBI asking its agents to destroy evidence? The committee concluded that it was a, quote, high probability that it was two gunmen that fired at JFK and that it was probably a conspiracy.
Y'all niggas think y'all vote bad to do it.
They stopped short of trying to determine who that other gunman was or who had organized the conspiracy. And then they once again make the recommendation that all of the information on this topic be made public.
Isn't it time for the American people to at least know what happened at 12:30 p.m. in Dallas, Texas on November 22nd, 1963?
Quick caveat, the committee's conclusion that the assassination was probably a conspiracy relied heavily on one piece of evidence, which was the sound recording from that day, where you can hear gunshots and you hear more than three, and it kind of inferred that there were like multiple shooters. This evidence was later challenged and kind of debunked by the FBI, but also a different research facility that basically said this sound recording wasn't even gunshots. It wasn't even recorded during the time of the assassination. But to me, the whole conspiracy thing was not actually the most important part of this committee's report. The most important part was that they confirmed that the Warren Commission had been cherry-picking evidence and hiding stuff from the American people. After the Congressional Committee confirmed to the American people that the FBI and the CIA had been hiding evidence, the conspiracy theories rose up once again, culminating in this movie in the early 90s that paints an alternative picture of what could have happened here. A shadowy government conspiracy to kill the president, or at least a conspiracy to cover up the real story.
Oswald, Ruby, Cuba, the mafia.
Bro, they be putting stuff in your face. They be putting stuff right in your face, bro. Y'all be looking at stuff like it's movies. Man, some stuff be too real for me. I ain't gonna lie. Certain movies, I be like, these niggas. I feel like niggas be putting this junk right in our face, but y'all stupid though. Me, I be looking at that movie, I be like, I'm saying something about this movie that feel too real movie feel too real, nigga. Like, it feel like it's just this plan. I don't know. It feel too real.
I'm guessing like some kind of parlor game prevents him from asking the most important question: why? Why was Kennedy killed? Who benefited? Who has the power to cover it up?
The film was largely conjecture, kind of based on some elements of truth. And some might argue that it was irresponsibly misleading to like show the American public like, hey, the government killed the president. But hey, in a world where the government isn't being clear and forthright to the American people, this film felt like a response. Maybe the government was hiding the truth. Maybe the government did do it, or maybe they're just covering something up. We don't know because they haven't released information. This was a popular movie and people latched on to the theories presented in this film.
The notion that there were more than one set of shooters, the way that it's presented physically in this movie is highly convincing.
Public pressure got so intense that Congress finally decided to do what they should have done in the 60s, which is force all of these agencies to release all of the information. So in 1992, Congress passes this law that would lay the foundation for releasing all of the documents related to the assassination by October 2017. That was the deadline. They assembled a committee and gave them several years to go through all of the documents and re-examine the official account and prepare these documents for release to the public. We actually talked to the chairman of that committee.
I was nominated by President Clinton to chair the Assassination Records Review Board.
In the process of going over all of this documentation, this review board found some more inconsistencies and discrepancies and instances of potential cover-up. Like the autopsy. There's an entire video I could make about just the autopsy and the missing brain and all of this. But the crux of it is that what the doctors and surgeons saw moments after the president was shot, they recorded and they wrote down. But then what the official autopsy record actually looked like when it was released was something very different. The way the wounds were described, where the wounds were, what the brain looked like, all of this stuff had been changed or modified. The photos themselves had potentially been changed.
Took this nigga brain
brain
out.
itself literally went missing. It's unaccounted for. So anyway, that's an entire rabbit hole that you can go down if you want to. Releasing all these records also revealed that the CIA and FBI had been keeping tabs on Oswald's whereabouts, which maybe makes sense because he was a Soviet sympathizer, but why didn't we know that before? We learned that the Secret Service had destroyed documents, the original motorcade route sheets that they had, the surveillance tapes from that day, they had destroyed them.
Now, we found those documents in the hands of another agency, so ultimately there was no harm.
Judge Thunheim said that, yes, they got a lot of documents, but a lot of stuff was still missing. There was one guy at the CIA who took control of the investigation a couple weeks after the assassination, and all of his records are just unaccounted for.
Now, did he destroy them all? Maybe. I don't know. There's no real record of that. So you still have that previously destroyed issue.
In total, they finally released 5 million documents by 2017. Basically everything except for a few thousand documents that the CIA still refuses to release. Why? Guys, come on. You can find this whole trove of JFK documents on the National Archives website. We'll put a link in the description. Okay, but here's the craziest part of all of this. Even after 5 million documents were released to the American public, to a public that was hungry for conspiracy, still, there is no solid smoking gun evidence in any of this that points to a conspiracy, that points to anyone other than Lee Harvey Oswald as the person who assassinated the president by himself, acting on his own. Now, the evidence may exist somewhere, but it's been destroyed or whatever. The point is, the government could have released these 5 million documents in the 60s. They could have done this back when people wanted it, back when they should have, and it wouldn't have changed their official story, and it would have satiated an American public that was skeptical of their government. At this point, though, I think it's too late. The feeling that the government was hiding something has now sunk deep into the American psyche. We all kind of are the JFK assassination, yeah, something was up there. I'm not really sure they're ever going to regain our trust on this one because of how much hiding of information there was throughout all of these decades. So, on the internet, all around, from people who are actually pretty credible, you have alternative explanations that abound. Maybe it was LBJ who planned it so that he could be president. Or what I believe is perhaps the most feasible theory, which is that some rogue rogue faction in the CIA wanted to take out JFK because JFK was against what the CIA was up to. He was shutting down their covert operations. And then there's, of course, the idea that Cuba did it. I mean, that's what LBJ, the president after JFK, thought. Like, he was like, it was probably Cuba because we've been trying to assassinate their leader. The point is that because of the information vacuum left by the CIA and the FBI holding back evidence from the American people, people started to look at the evidence they did have and grasp at any evidence they could find for conspiracy. They started connecting the dots of the witnesses who met mysterious or suspicious deaths. Many theorists will fixate on this mysterious man holding an umbrella in this video on a sunny day, maybe giving the signal to a second shooter. It's all very tantalizing, and some of it is actually very valid as like leads for further investigation. But despite a lot of really fishy stuff, I have not seen any solid evidence that proves an alternative story to the one that was told to us back in the 60s, that Lee Harvey Oswald was the guy who did it and he acted alone. I think it's very plausible that there could be some conspiracy.
I don't feel like he acted alone, bro.
I think we will never know because we simply don't have the evidence. One thing I do know for certain, though, is that...
I'm saying, bro, you can find out now, bro. You just not finding out. That's just what it is. That junk happened dang near freaking 60 freaking... happened in 1960 something. It's 2025, bro. You ain't found out now. You just not finna find out now. Them folks don't want to release it. They ain't finna release it, bro. Never gonna know who the freak killed JFK. That's just what it is. People just need to just come to that conclusion. Is that niggas never gonna know who the freak killed this nigga JFK. You know, it's a mystery.
The moment this investigation turned into an effort to stifle information and influence the facts towards one conclusion,
I don't even think he did it.
The foundation for the public to turn this into a
I think bro was
of speculation.
Innocent.
Again, I keep going back to that feeling of being lied to by your government. It's very potent. It sticks with you. It creates fertile ground for conspiracy theories of all kinds to sprout. Because when you feel like you're being lied to by your own democracy, by your own leaders, no matter the reason or justification, it makes you feel like you're on your own, like no one's got your back.
Bro, it's always been like that, bro, with me. Like when the government ever did something for me, like this is what I'll be talking about. When has the government ever did something for me? Real talk, I always been on my own. That's how I be thinking. Can somebody tell me when the freak the government has helped me? I ain't never got helped by no government. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Can somebody tell me am I doing something wrong or something? Man, I'm talking about a president. I ain't never got nothing from a president. I'm like, nigga, can somebody tell me if I'm doing something wrong? Because when it come to me, nigga, ain't no government ever helped me. No president ever helped me. Man, Jay been helping Jay, man.
And that you are the one who...
Ain't looking at no government to help me and none of that, man. President, man,
needs to find the real
government
truth.
Ain't did
And
nothing for me.
It's that space that the most enduring
I go homeless
theories
today, man. The government ain't finna do nothing. I'm screwed if I get homeless today. I'm freaking screwed. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some freak. Think of, you know what I'm saying? Freak is wrong with these.